Get some more perspective on this. Peter McGuire, Chief Executive Officer at XM Australia, is now with us. Peter, you of course have been covering this particular event for a while now. What to expect in this meeting, and then we'll go into details.
Well, good morning. I think a couple of things. First off, I think it took the market a little bit by surprise. First off, you had yesterday Friday and Saturday, and President Trump and what happened as far as the Chinese, a handshake deal and a feel-good moment, and then that more or less that momentum's carried on to Vienna, and now you're saying the Russians, they want to, look at a 6 to 9 month cut or continue those cuts and moving forward, and I feel as though that there's probably more upside to that crude price. We've seen a very solid bounce, as you mentioned, and I think there's more momentum there. I think that took the market very strong, end of June period, and the market seems to be fairly well ratcheted up, and I think from a trader's perspective and from the market's perspective, it's quite bullish at the moment.
Right. In terms of any comments coming in on the sideline of this conference, what to watch out for? Not in terms of only the cuts that they do or what they don't, what decision they take, but what are the comments to watch out for?
Well, we're listening as far as, Saudi Arabia naturally, and as the meeting wears on today, and it'll start to really gain some momentum over the next, say, 4 to 5 hours, then you're looking at, that dialogue and what exactly is going to be the spirit of the meeting. We're pretty conscious as far as where Iran's sitting. We're also mindful in the sense, that basically a fairly feel-good moment if this US-China trade, and that's really adding some more momentum into the market. I think that's giving, that little bit of a realisation that we could be coming to a deal being done, which in turn is going to add, I think, a little level of confidence to OPEC to continue those cuts and naturally seek a higher price. So that's truly what I feel as though is the major mechanisms being, discussed and what will be the outcomes from later today.
Right, Peter. Peter, just a view on oil with this expectation that you gave us. If broadly this comes in, you think crude is going the way it is? Also, with the news on tariff war that came in over the weekend, basically the end of tariff war, at least for now, you think that's a relief for crude as well?
Oh, I think it's got to be, and a couple of other things. Also, you're seeing that big sell-off as far as US dollar over the last matter of, a week or so. That's the US dollar index. So as the steam's coming out, gold's had a big pullback as well. There seems to be a little bit momentum to the upside as far as this crude market. And I feel as though there's, the WTI probably a 63, 64 handle, and Brent will probably be touching 70 very shortly. So if you would have asked me that a month ago, I wouldn't have agreed. But at the moment, you've had a lot of geopolitical shocks and other major causes to push oil higher, and that seems to be the situation at the present. So it's a good time to be a trader and a good time to be a producer. Not too good for consumers.
Just a view on gold as well, with gold being where it is, you think it's telling us something in terms of how the current economic situation is?
Two things. I think that US dollar coming off has been a little bit of taking some of the wind out of it, and also, which normally would be, around the other way. But I think that really where you're looking at it at the moment, the general feel in the market over the last couple of days, what transpired in Osaka, and let's see what, how the market moves over the next couple of days as far as Trump on Twitter and so on. If there is a deal to be done and it's a feel-good moment, then naturally I feel as though gold will come up a little bit. But if it doesn't, gold will ratchet back up. So it's, very much, it'll be a day-to-day proposition, and it's going to be one volatile ride over the next matter of days, I think, for the gold market.
Thanks, Peter. Hope to chat with you once again after the meeting in Vienna takes over and you get details coming in on what's happening with this OPEC meet.